Hey everybody, it's Nazar from Nazar's Fine Crafts, and today we're going to do a tutorial on the Granny Stitch, or Granny Square. So, a Granny Square is a classic medallion type. It works from the center out instead of row by row. So that's kind of nice. This is great video for beginners, and if you like these kind of videos, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. For this project, I'm going to use Lion Brand homespun yarn in the color Regency. This is a machine washable and dryable yarn. It is 98% acrylic and 2% polyester, made in the USA. And let's see. I'm not see. Oh, okay. So it says crochet size, use a 6.5mm hook. Knitting needles, it's 6mm knitting needles, and okay, and then it is 185 yards or 169 meters, 6 ounces or 170 grams. Okay, so it suggests to use a 6.5mm hook, so I have a K 10.5 or 6.5mm hook. So we're going to take our yarn and you're just going to tie it on. And I just double knot that just to be careful. And you are going to chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then being careful not to twist this ring, you're going to slip stitch back into the first one. So with the slip stitch, you're just going to go back to this first chain, hook it under, pull through both loops. And this yarn probably wasn't the best to try this with. So now I'm going to work my tail in a little bit more, but you're going to chain 3. 1, 2, 3. This chain 3 does count as a double crochet. So we're going to do 2 more double crochets in your ring. So 1, 2, and then you're going to chain 2, and you're going to do 3 double crochets. If you also notice that I am keeping the tail with the ring, so as I'm doing the double crochet, I'm doing it around the tail as well as the ring. So what these chains are starting to do is make your corners, because this is going to square it off. So we're going to chain 2 again. We're going to do 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then did you see how my tail disappeared in there? So now I don't have to weave that in because it's gone. It is hidden there. I might have to trim that little piece off, that little fuzzy there, but if you do that, there's less ends to weave in. So chain 2, and then 3 double crochet. 1, 2, and 3. This keeps creeping up on me. And then chain 2. So, and you're going to slip stitch into that third chain. So 1, 2, 3, right here. So if you look, there's 1, 2, and 3. It's not going to be the same as this top one. It's going to be the one right before that. And you're going to slip stitch. So there's your first square. So you should have 3 double crochet clumps and then 4 chain 2 spaces. For the next row, we're going to chain 3 again. So this chain 3 we're going to use as this, it's going to be, you'll see towards the end, but this will count towards this end here. So what we're going to do is chain 1, then we're going to skip all 3 of these double crochets, and we're going to do 3 double crochets in that chain 2 space. So 1, 2, 3, So it looks like a big old loop here, and then you got chain 3 double crochets there, and then you're going to chain 2, and then you're going to 3 double crochet in that same space again. So 1, 2, and 3. We're basically going to repeat what we did over here. There's chain 1. We're going to skip all 3 double crochets, and we're going to 3 double crochet in the chain 2 space. 1, 2, 3. Chain 2, 1, 2, 3 double crochet, 1, 2, and 3. Alright, so now we're done with that corner. We're going to chain 1, skip all 3 double crochets, do 3 double crochets in the chain 2 space. Sorry about that. 1, 2, 3. Create the corner, chain 2, and then 3 double crochet in the same space. 2, 3. Alright, and then chain 1, skip those 3 double crochets, 3 double crochet in the chain 2 space. 1, 2, 3, chain 2 to create the corner. And since we've already got 1 chain over here, we're only going to do 2 double crochets in that same space, and then we're going to join with a slip stitch in the 3rd chain. So 1, 2, and 3. So there's our next square, and it's just going to build out just like this all the way through. So now this chain 3 that we're about to do, 1, 2, 3. Basically, whenever you do a chain 3 to begin the next square, you're going to count it towards the next spacing, like how we did this chain 3 went into this corner. Well, this chain 3 is going to go into this space because it's just whatever's closest to the space. It's always going to be near one, but it might be backwards, it might be forwards. So that's the first one. So we're going to do 2 more. We're going to chain 1, skip these 3, and then we're going to repeat that corner process again with the 3 double crochets, the chain 2, and then the 3 double crochets in this next space. So 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 1, 2, 3. Alright, so for the long row, what we're going to do for each cluster of 3 double crochets, we're only going to chain 1. We're going to do 3 double crochets in this middle space, chain 1, and then work a corner again. So chain 1, skip those, going into that space again, do 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3. We're going to chain 1, and we're going to work a corner. So 3 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, chain 2 for the corners, and 3 double crochet again. 1, 2, boop, 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 and 3. So we got that side done, so we're going to do the same for the next 2 sides and then work over here to our beginning. So chain 1, 3 double crochet, 1, 2, 3. Oop, I know I didn't go through all those. There we go. Chain 1, work a corner, so 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 1, 2, and 3 double crochet in the same space. So now we're on the next side. Chain 1, 3 double crochet, 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1 and work a corner. 1, 2, 3. Chain 2, 1, 2, and 3. Okay, so now you're back to where you started. So this is a chain 1 gap, so we're going to chain 1 and we're going to slip stitch in the 3rd chain of our beginning row. So that's what you're going to do throughout. We're going to work on one more row, but the corners have the two chain gaps. When you're on the straight edge, it's only a 1 chain gap. But that's pretty much how it's going to build up the rest of the way. So once again, like I said, with the beginning chain 3, we 1, 2, 3. Now this one's going to count towards this, so we need one more to count as that chain 1 for this cluster there. So we're going to 3 double crochet, 1, 2, 3. All right, chain 1 and do a corner stitch or a corner. So 3 double crochet, chain 2, 3 double crochet. So, and after you work on this a little while, it gets repetitive. So, but that's good. Then you just don't have to count your stitches. So chain 1 for this space because we're on a side. 1, 2, 3. Chain 1. Skip that. 1, 2, 3. Chain 1. Do a corner. So 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 1, 2, and 3. So if you notice that the gaps just keep increasing. So we only had 4 corners in this first one. You have 4 corners, but you also have 4 spaces on the side there. Now you have 2, now you have 3. Next you'll have 4, 5, and so on. So chain 1, 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1, 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1, and now we're going to work on the corner. So 1, 2, 3, chain 2, 3 double crochet in the same space. 2, 3. All right, we're back on the side. Chain 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, chain 1, 1, 2, 3, chain 1, work on the corner, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1. Alright, so we're back here. We have our chain, so we're only going to do 2 double crochets because that chain 3 is going to count as 1. and then you're going to slip stitch in the third chain. 1, 2, and 3. So you still want that gap in between there for that single crochet or that single chain, but you want all 3 double crochets into that space. So that is how you do a granny square. It's pretty simple. Just work at it and it will get easier and easier as you go. You can make this as big or as small as you want. Like this size here is a perfect trivet or a pot holder. So, and if you like these kind of videos, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel below, and we'll see you soon. Bye!